Hi, welcome back to Naledi's world. I am Naledi. So today I didn't go to hospital because our like transport didn't go because of the protests. So I decided to film this video. I'm filming from my room for the first time ever. Yay! Yeah, I'm using my phone, so I hope the quality is great. I got a new phone. This is a Huawei P40, and I specifically got it for the quality of the camera, so I hope that it's gonna do the things. I apologize if there is some noise or something, because I live in a pod with other people, and there are some people here because we mostly have our classes online. Anyway, yes, this video is going to be a guide, or my guide, my version of like what I wish someone had told me when I was starting med school. So this is for anyone who is about to or is starting on that journey of becoming a doctor. This is what I wish someone had told me. Here we go. All right, so first up, balance. Everyone is always talking about you need to have a balance, you need to have a balance, but what does that really mean? Last year when we were doing DRACA, I remember there was a TED talk that we had to watch as part of like our lectures, and I'll try and link it because this guy had a really beautiful explanation of what balance is. Usually when you think about balance, you're just thinking of someone standing on one leg and trying not to fall over. But in his TED talk, he compared it to a juggler, right? So you will have like 5 domains in your life. Let's say you have 5 domains. You have academics, you have relationships, you have your health, you have what else? Academics, relationships, health, spiritual wellness, something else. I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of anything right now. But then so all of those things are represented by a ball, right? So a juggler with 5 balls, how they do it is that most times 3 balls are in the air and 2 are in his hands, and the moment he throws one up, he catches the other one. Like, I'm gonna link that video so that you guys can just watch it. Like, I'll do my best to find it, but it's basically a thing of you can't do everything at once, and you can't do everything every day. So my best advice to you is to do one thing at a time. Like, take care of your mental health today, then tomorrow focus on exercising, then the next day you take care of your spiritual wellness, then you take care of your academics. Like, don't try and do everything all at once, all in one day, because then that's how people get overwhelmed. You focus on the task at hand, you do it as best as you can, and then you move to the next one. Like, don't try and every day do something for all those domains, because then that's going to be a lot. So just do a bit for each thing when you can, but do it properly. Then that's going to help you kind of find, it's not a balance really, but it's just making sure that every part of your being is taken care of. When you give it attention, when it's time to give it attention, and when you're giving something your attention, you focus solely on that. So that's my take on balance. And then I would say priorities are really important when you start in varsity. Like, for anyone, get your priorities straight. Like, I remember when I started varsity, there were times where I'd be like, shit, like, this is not what I came here for. Like, there were times where I would have to remind myself like of why I came to varsity, because I would get so caught up in everything else, like going out, friends, doing this and that and would forget, well, I'm actually here to study and get this degree. So it's always very important to prioritize, do what's important first, you know, so that when you do something else, you're not worrying about what's important that you haven't done, you know what I mean? So that goes hand in hand with managing your time. You make time for your studies, obviously that's going to take most of your time. Then you make time to hang out with friends, you make time to be with yourself, you make time to go and exercise, you make time to, you know, for the balance. You have to manage your time in order to maintain that balance, or just taking care of each part of yourself. You need to make time to take care of everything, you know. So it's important to manage your time, be aware of how you're spending your time, because time is a very valuable asset. It's like once you lose time, you can't get it back, like no matter what you do. So you need to make sure that whatever you spend your time on, guys, the person upstairs, sometimes like they really like to move around and move their chairs or tables or whatever, and it's gonna make a sound. So already so, you know, just know that the person above me is, yeah, they're having fun, I guess. Yeah, but time, manage your time, make time for everything, and make sure what's a priority gets done first and gets the most time, you know what I mean? My other advice is to make friends. So yeah, obviously this isn't just for med students, but try and make friends with different kinds of people, you know, not just people you're comfortable with, but people that you have never interacted with. Like, be open to new things, be open to trying out new things, and, you know, just explore. Because as much as varsity is about going and getting your degree, it's also about discovering yourself and exploring what there is like in the world. There is so much that you learn about yourself when you're in varsity, but if you close yourself up, you're not going to give yourself the opportunity to do that. And it can be very easy for you to just get caught up in the academics, because in medicine there's a lot of work, there's a whole lot of content for you to learn. So don't, it's easy to get caught up in that, but try not to, you know, allow yourself to have fun and go out there, you know, and try new things and explore territories and whatever. Study smart. That's one thing that, like, you must always try and do. Like, don't go hard and whatever, but then you don't remember anything. Like, study smart. Find out what works for you very, very early. So try out all the studying methods, like making notes, posters, videos, or whatever. Find the one that works for you and stick to it. If it really works for you, stick to it. Like, because if you're studying in a way that is not working for you, like, it doesn't matter how much you study. If it's not working for you, it's not working for you, you know. And it's going to make you feel very frustrated, because you're going to be putting the work in but not getting out what you expected. But it might be because you're not doing the right thing for you. So try them out. See the educational psychologist if you have to, but find the study method that works for you and do that, you know, so that your study hours are effective and productive. You know, you don't want to study something now and then 2 hours later you've forgotten about it. You know, study smart. Always study smart. And with medicine, you know, like, when you're learning cardio, don't just learn to pass, which is very it's difficult, because especially with in second year, there is just so much content. You just want to get through it and just pass. But I would really suggest that you try and learn to retain the information. You know, obviously you can, like, right now there's a lot of stuff that I do remember from second year, and there's even more stuff that I don't, and now I'm learning it, relearning it again. And now it's not just to pass, but I'm keeping it in my head for when I one day have a cardio patient that I'm treating in the hospital, and I need to be able to recall everything that I studied today. So it's important that you get into the habit of not learning just for the exam, or learning a technique just for the OSCE, but know how to do these things. It needs to be second nature for you because it's going to be a part of your life forever. So learn it and retain the information. Like, remember, retain it for years to come. And always, I find it easier to find a way to explain things in my own way. Like, the lecturer will say whatever, and then I'll understand, and then I'll put it in my own words, you know, so that I know that this is how I'll remember it, you know. So do that, internalize your information, collaborate it with everything that you have in your head, and retain. Like, that's one thing in medicine, because once you've done something in second year, when you get to fifth year, they expect you to remember it because you've done it in second year, which is just, you know. So if at least now I'm giving you the heads up of, listen, that ECG reading, you know, those steps, remember that. Like, guys, listen, just keep the information in your head. If you study in a way that is that works for you and that helps you retain the information, there's a good chance that you will be able to keep that until, you know, whenever. But for most of us, it's a thing of repetition. Repeat it, and then it'll become engraved in your brain. And that's the case with me. Like, there are some things that I'll definitely remember from then, but a lot of the stuff I have to repeat it to remember, you know, and get it properly integrated with the information I have in my head. So just find what works for you and then stick to it. Having fun is, I'd say, is compulsory when you're in varsity, whether you're studying medicine or any other course. You need to have fun. You need to let loose. You need to, at some point, take a break from all the work, because otherwise you're going to burn out, and you never want to find yourself in that position where, you know, you feel like you are just empty. You know, you need to always take time to fill yourself up, to fill your cup up. Do things that make you feel whole. Like, if for you it's hiking, you hike. If it's painting, go paint. You know, if it's sleeping, take that long ass nap, because you cannot work on an empty tank, like, at all. And most times people neglect that aspect of themselves, just resting and refilling your cup. But you need to do that. You need to do it, especially in medicine, because, well, personally for me, I find that sometimes it can get very draining, not just the academics, but when going to the hospital and seeing patients and seeing the world through their eyes, and them telling you all their experiences and their life. You know, people are very easy to open up to doctors. Well, if you are, okay, let me say, if you give your patient the space to talk to you, they will talk to you, and they will tell you everything that is happening with them. And sometimes it's stuff that is heartbreaking. And I was lucky enough that when we started going to the hospital already in second year, and I could see, oh, you know what, this thing is, it's heavy. Like, it's heavy for me. So I practiced or trained to leave everything at the hospital. Like, whatever the patient told me, you know, what they're going through, leave it at the hospital. Because you know, if someone tells you something and you can see how much it's affected them, you are human. You will obviously, like, feel empathy for them. And if you carry that with you, it will really weigh you down. It will really drain you. So it's important to feel it, but don't carry it, you know what I mean, and release it. You know, for me, it's like something I have to relearn every time, because as I said, in second year, that's when I realized that this is what's happening. And then third year, starting to see patients and experiencing all of that, and just hearing how people live, how other people live, and the problems that they go through. And it's disheartening sometimes, but I just try and focus on me and focus on what I can do for this person to help, and do that well, you know, and then at least I know I've played my part. One of the reasons why I am like, I say I don't want to practice once I've done all my things like ComServe and everything, is because I feel like when I see patients in the hospital, like I want to help as much as I can, and just being their doctor is not enough. It doesn't help if a patient comes to me and they have a condition that they got because the place they live in is unhygienic. So I'll give them the treatment for whatever they get, like whatever condition, right? But I know that the problem is not going to be fixed by me treating their condition. These people need water, you know, they need proper sanitation, and I can't fix that from the hospital. I can't fix that, you know, and that's what needs to be fixed. That's what needs to be fixed. Like, people need proper diets. People need to be educated about conditions and stuff. And with that point, like, that's why I started this thing, to try and reach people. And yeah, like, I feel like there's so much more that needs to be fixed. And whenever I'm seeing patients, I just get a view of, you know, exactly how bad things are, and it can get to me, because I'm just like, people are living such horrific lives, you know, and it's unfair. Anyway, I just went on a tangent. Yes, so 2 quotes or sayings or whatever that I want to leave you with. Whether you're studying medicine, whether you're studying art, whether you are studying accounting, anything, a teacher, whoever, anyone can use this. Number 1, do not put to tomorrow what you can do today. Easier said than done, because if you know that you can do something tomorrow, why do it today? But let me tell you, do yourself this favor and do not put what you can do today for tomorrow, and you will thank me, I promise you. Number 2 is especially for med students, own race, own lane, own pace. It's not even especially anyone, this is just for life. Own race, own lane, own pace. Keep your blinkers on, focus on your goal. Do not look to the side at what who's doing. Obviously, you can always look at other people for motivation. You know, you can always look at other people for constructive criticism. But do not look at other people as comparison. You know what I mean? Like, don't look at other people with wanting to see how far you've come. If you want to see how far you've come, you just look back in your lane. Oh my gosh, I was here, then I was there, then I was there, and now I'm here. If you look at other people next to you, you're going to see something very, very different from what is in front of you and behind you, and that is going to lead to you doubting yourself. But you need to understand that your path is very, very different from everyone else's in the world. And yes, there might be times where there are similarities or paths cross or whatever, but you are on your own. You're running your own race, you know. And sometimes you can't run it with people. Sometimes you run it with people, and then you know, y'all have to separate, you know. And some people are with you for seasons, and then they bounce, you know. When it's time for them to go, they go. Like, you need to focus on you. Always look out for number 1. Keep your priorities straight, you know, and do you. Always own race, own lane, own pace. Like, that is also something that in this day and age, like, the pace of things has started to go so fast. Like, people are getting rich in 2 seconds. but for some people it takes years, you know. And if you keep looking at the person who got rich in 2 seconds and comparing them to yourself, you know, or someone who gets 100% for every single subject, like I still can't understand how someone got 94th anesthetics. Like, I'm just like, what, you know. But I'm not going to, like, that is their win, you know, and that doesn't take away from the fact that I still passed, you know. Their win does not make my win any less of a win, you know. And someone losing will not make my win any more of a win, you know what I mean. Like, you celebrate with people, and if someone is crying, you comfort them, but you never celebrate someone else's misery, because today kena, tomorrow gwen, you know. So yeah, but other than that, guys, enjoy med school. It's a roller coaster. Prepare yourself emotionally for life, because I think medicine also brings life to you to the forefront, in terms of the inequalities of life and how they affect someone's health, and your position as a doctor, what it means to people, what it means to society, what power you hold. Be aware of it and don't abuse it. Like, I feel like a person who abuses their power as a doctor is it's just trash, bro. It's just trash. Like, never do that. It's a big privilege to be able to do this kind of work. Treat it as such. Don't think you are now, oh guys, I feel like most male doctors really believe that the sun does not shine without them, and it's so disappointing, because if anything, if you are in this profession, like, you should be very humble, because you come to terms with life. Like, you come face to face with life, and you realize how big it is, and also how small you are. Like, don't do that. Like, you know, appreciate everything. Yeah, but good luck, guys. And to anyone else who is studying, pursuing their dreams, good luck to you. Be consistent in everything that you do. I have like a bunch of quotes in my room that I always look at, just to give myself like motivation. So I'm gonna show you some of them, just so that, you know, you can also get that. So here's the first one: you are what you do, not what you say you will do. Here's another one: everything that is happening now is happening for my ultimate good. Another one is be consistent. And then do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Your only limit is your mind. Yeah, these are just things that I read whenever, you know, I'm going through something, or, you know, just need a bit of a pick-me-up. Those are things I read and say to myself. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can take something from it. Please don't hesitate to hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. I love talking to people and giving people information. I've gotten a few DMs on Instagram where people ask me about how to get into the program and the requirements, you know, and all of that. Like, I really have my DMs are open to interact about it. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, girl, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one.